So now I'm going to be showing you how to create a report within YellowFin. It's very simple. Wherever you are within YellowFin, you can access the Create Report tool by finding this yellow plus sign button. It'll always be present on the screen somewhere, and then you can simply click Create Reports. This will bring up the View screen. Views are essentially just tables of data that we control, and views can be created on the fly as and when they're requested or needed. So for this example, let's have a look at exams. So now we're in the reports editor screen. You'll see this list here, which is a category of data, which is from the view that we've just selected. So we have candidate details, form details, and the form fields. So for this example, let's get a table, a report of proposed outcomes against the school that's within. So here we have the proposed outcomes, amend, award, resubmit. We find the candidate lead school and simply drag it into the column section. You'll see all of the different schools here. You'll notice that every time you want to add in a new column or a row, you can simply drag and drop from this left-hand side menu here. It's very dynamic and it refreshes each time you change something on the report. So I swap this over here, it will change it back. Let's create a count of the proposed outcomes. So this shows us that there's 21 outcomes for this school and so on. If we wanted to filter out these, we can simply find the proposed outcome and drag it into the filters section here. Once that is in there, let's click on Advanced Settings. And then you'll simply be able to, from a drop down here, I'm not sure if this will show on the recording, but we'll select equal to, which means that we want the proposal outcome equal to, let's say, an amendment. And when we're using filters, we can either do this via a user prompt, and a user prompt is where, when this report is finalized and published, an admin goes onto the report, they'll be given a prompt to enter. So their user could be then entering award, resubmit, whatever they'd like, and it will filter the report based on that user's input. For this one, we'll put in a defined value. Let's say we want to see all the number of amend results for each school. So we submit that, and then once that's in, X out of this. And now it's showing the numbers for the number of amends per the school. If we wanted to change this to award, simply click on the filter, find the inputted filter value, and then just change it on the fly like this. So now it's showing the number of awards. But this shows the ease of use really and the power of YellowFin for this kind of comparison, and it shows you the analysis that you can gain from this. And this is not limited to exams, obviously. This is just a quick example to show how reports work. So next, let's say we want to add a visual element to our reporting. It's a really cool feature in YellowFin called charts, and this will do just that. So for this example, we'll bring in, let's say, the faculty. And then once this is loaded, let's add in the colleges within each faculty. And then let's get a count of the unique users within each college. Simply drag in these three columns that you'd like, and then we'd like to get a count of the users within each college. So let's simply go to aggregation on the column, and then count distinct. So now that will give us a count of every student within each college. You'll see that there are some null values here, so we can simply filter those out. Let's take in we'll get a filter for both of those. So we'll get a filter out for the null value in faculty and college. So for example, let's get in faculty into the filters section, and also the college. Simply drag and drop those in. Then head over to the advanced settings. And in this list, this drop-down list, you won't be able to see this on the recording. However, there'll be one for is not null, which is exactly what we're looking for. Select is not null for both. X out of that. And now it removes any of these null values. Now what we can do is we can head over to charts. It's a very basic report, but now we can add a visual element on this. So now we're in the chart screen. Very nice and quick tool this. We're in auto chart at the moment, which will actually create a chart automatically based on what your metrics and your fields are. So we want the count of the students on the vertical axis, so just drag that into this section, and then let's say we want the colleges on the horizontal. And then this should create a report for us, a very basic bar chart. If we wanted to filter this down even further, we can then add a color onto this for the faculty. And that will refresh it for us. So now it's showing us the number of students within each college, and then the faculty is highlighted in the color. And you can find the legend at the bottom here. And it splits up each bar into the different faculties as well. So there's a very nice, quick and easy way to use charts to give you very nice visual data. You can actually change the type of chart by heading over to this little pie chart symbol. And there's a whole list of different options for you here. You can even use maps as well to get a heat map. You can also add multiple charts as well to reports. If you wanted to add another one, you can simply press the plus sign and it will give you a whole fresh screen for this. But now this is complete, so let's head back to the data, and I'll quickly show how to publish this report. So now you're back here. You can do this from anywhere within this report builder, but if you select publish, it will bring up the save report screen. You can give your report a name, so let's call it student numbers, college, faculty. So once you've given it a name, you can then put it within your selected field folders and subfolders, whatever you'd like. You can add tags as well if you'd want to filter it and make it easier to find. And then you can also select report access. Selecting it to private will make sure that it's only you that's initially able to access this. Admins can go in and add further users if possible. But if you do select private, it'll give you a new tab at the top called user access. This is myself here, and then you can add in other users as well. As I say, if you're working on a project with yourself and one other colleague, you can simply add the project contributors here, and then only those users will be able to access this report and work on it together. It's a very nice feature. And there you have it. You simply press save. Once it's saved, it will give you the view of the chart at the very top of the reports. And then if you scroll down slightly, you'll see the actual raw data here just beneath it from the report data screen that we created earlier. So there we go. That's a very quick and easy look into the chart screen. And it's really good at tying all the data together and giving a nice visual representation. So here we're going to have a quick look at dashboards. Dashboards are present as soon as you load into YellowFin itself. Once you've logged in, you'll be present with all of the dashboards that are available, and they will appear as little tabs along this top section of the website. And this dashboard that you're seeing here is actually the default one that SkillsForge provides, and it just gives you some basic statistics on the amount of logins per day, the hourly activity, and some areas like different roles within the university. But now that we want to create our own dashboard, you can simply do this again by finding the plus button and then just go down to Dashboard tab. And we're going to be creating a standard tab for this. So now we've loaded into the dashboard creator screen, and it works simply by dragging and dropping, much like how you create a report. And then when you're finished with the dashboard itself, you can just click the save button here. But for this, we will go into the folder section here, which is on the left-hand panel, and this will give you the search box option to filter through the reports. But here is this is a long list of all of the reports that are created within YellowFin. So let's say we want to get a dashboard with an overview of the bookings for a course within a university. So we'll grab the bookings per day. as well as the bookings per month. And then we'll scroll down and we'll also find the course bookings themselves. So here we have a simple dashboard which shows the amount of bookings that have been received for various courses within a university. And the cool thing about the charts that are available within YellowFin, when they're present in a dashboard like this, it will allow you to filter the data based on the dates using this handy little slider. So if you wanted to compare different dates, you can just move this dragger across the bottom here to find a different amount of bookings at different times. Obviously there's some blanks in between here because that's where there will have been holidays. But yes, so very simple way of managing your reports and collecting them all together to sort of analyze and compare. And you can drag any kind of report into these little sections that say drag a report. And it's a really nice and conclusive way of bringing multiple reports and multiple pieces of information together. And once you're finished with this, you can then simply click the save button like I said before, and it will then appear next to the SkillsForge activity tab on that home page as soon as you log in to YellowFin. That'll always be present there, and you can also remove the SkillsForge activity one if you wanted, and you can have as many tabs as you'd like. And you can also obviously limit the people that are able to see this dashboard, so it's just myself as a subscriber at the moment. But if you wanted multiple colleagues to be able to see this, you can just simply add them to this list here, and they'll all be able to add this tab to their homepage on YellowFin. So yes, that's a very quick look into dashboards in YellowFin. Here's another really good example of the power within YellowFin. This report here is showing the completion rates for a university categorized by their school. So it shows each of the schools here, the deadline month for each school, and the number of completions, and then the percentage of which were on time and the percentage of which were late. This gives really good in-detail analysis of completions within a university, and this can then be built on top of further within charts, and it can be expanded across any time frame that you'd like. So for example, this could be then applied to a 3-year time frame, and a trend of which could be then applied on top to create a nice chart or graph for this visualization, and it would show that per school based on the time frame that's applied here. For this example, we've just used the deadline month for each school, but it shows the power behind YellowFin. And if any of the example reports that were requested haven't been represented here in any of these video demonstrations or in any of the screenshots, essentially any data that SkillsForge controls is able to be reflected within YellowFin. And this can be based on an organization or customer's specific requirements and filters.